This is an audience of your fellow SAG-AFTRA actors.
Hello, everybody.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming.
My favorite audience. So I always like to go back to the beginning and ask, how did you get your SAG card? What was the job that brought that? Why do people find that funny? It's like, is it embarrassing? I mean, like some people have amazing first jobs, but
Who goes first?
you do.
Oh, okay. I prepared a little bit. I saw that you asked people about this. It was basically extra work on Californication, but I auditioned to play one of David Duchovny's students, and because I wasn't in SAG yet, they said, "Why don't you just be in the classroom until you become SAG?" And so that's how I got it.
Did you find yourself like speaking up a lot as the student, improvising?
No, I had to keep quiet, but it was just watching, a masterclass in acting. There's no difference between how he is when the camera's rolling and not rolling, and in the best way.
Okay, I was going to say, because that character's a little sketchy.
No, yeah. Not in that. Yeah.
Tim, for you?
I think it was back in 1999 on a TV show called Spin City.
Spin City.
Yeah, I got it right out of acting school, and I think I honestly don't remember, but I'm pretty sure that has to be it.
Do you remember who you played? Because I'm sure I saw.
Protester number 2.
Oh yeah, you were good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ed, for you?
The first job?
Yeah,
SAG.
how you got your SAG.
My 3 sons. 1967.
That's amazing. Wow. The rest of the Q&A is just going to be about that. Sorry.
The funny thing is I had a paper route at the time. And so I left my makeup on and went out in the paper route hoping that someone would recognize me. True story. The film hadn't been developed yet, certainly hadn't been cut or aired, but I thought people would go, "Hey, wait a minute, is that makeup? Are you an actor?"
You were ready. You were just ahead of your time.
That's right.
Rachelle, for you?
Yeah, I was in AFTRA, and I was in a little theater company in Studio City, and a man there wrote a part for me on this show called Washington, and he named it Meryl Streep, and it was not an omen, unfortunately, but it was my first job. So out of AFTRA, I just joined SAG. We could do it back
an omen
then.
because you're here at the Meryl
Well, that's
Streep
true.
Center.
It is sort of a circle, isn't it? Yes. Thank you for that.
Robert, for you? Oh, sorry, I skipped Keith.
I had just come back. I had done I had my equity card first, and I had been on Broadway in Hair for almost a year. And I came back to California. I didn't even have an agent at that point. My brother David introduced me to his agent. His name was Saul Krugman. There was another person in the agency whose brother was a producer, was producing a movie, and it was called A Gunfight, and it starred Kirk Douglas and Johnny Cash, and that was my first film.
Johnny Cash?
It was also Johnny Cash's first film. He, of course, was a legend. I was a newbie.
But was it his last film?
No.
Okay. Because I didn't even know he'd made movies.
Oh, Johnny Cash he acted in several films.
Wow, I'm the worst. I'm sorry. Robert, for you?
Yes, I got my SAG card on the occasion of my first motion picture,
No.
Cowboys.
Sorry, Cowboys?
The Cowboys, yeah.
Was that with?
No, that was a John Wayne movie. I mean, Bobby was 16.
17.
17. 16 when you got the part, right?
No, oh yeah, I was 16 when I got the part.
Wow.
I had to do the math.
Did you ever, since you both started so young, did you ever have any other career in mind, or did you always know it was going to be acting?
Racing cars.
Oh, okay.
As I was graduating from high school, I applied to colleges with a forestry major because I thought I wanted to be in the woods. It turns out that's where I've wound up anyway.
I was going to say. Yeah. Nicholas, for you?
I'm not 100% sure, but it probably was The Defection of Sima Skudirka with Alan Arkin. And I played a Russian interpreter. And I've played Russian since.
Really? What is it about you that gets cast as Russians?
I don't know exactly.
Pamela?
So I wrote a 10-page letter to Ilya Kazan about his movies, and he cast me as Robert De Niro's secretary in The Last Tycoon.
Jeez.
Story.
That's cool.
I'm going to need a half hour with each one of you just to unpack this. We're not going to get to the movie. I'm sorry. No, actually, I do want to start at the beginning with Elizabeth, because I am a little stunned to learn that this is your feature directorial debut. Not just because it's good, but it's very accomplished and short. Yeah.
Thank you.
What was sort of like the spark or impetus that sort of set this in motion? Had you been looking to make a feature for some time?
Yes. So it's based on a web series, guest appearances, that many of these lovely actors are in as well. Ed Begley, Rachelle, my parents, Pam and Nick. And so I've been kind of developing this world, I guess, for a long time. And so, it just felt like the natural next step. I wrote other things in between, and it just kept gnawing at me, like I should keep doing this. We all had such a good time making the web series, and so it was just it was sort of like, what's the worst thing for Lydia now, as she gets older, a commitment, for forever. So yeah.
Did the web series, did it start out about a love addict?
Yes, same character. There's 4 parents, and actually, I wasn't aware of Grace and Frankie while I was shooting the first season of my web series. Yeah. So, and then when we got nominated for this award at the Austin Film Festival, and Marta Kaufman was there, and I was realizing the connection. And anyway, she's lovely, and I love Grace and Frankie too. Yeah. So it was a similar, but actually the gay dad idea kind of came from, I wanted Ed to play one of my dads, and I was like, how can I make that happen? And
You reverse engineered a whole movie.
Yes. Well, I do love writing for the people that I spend time with. I think that's the best thing, is just I find people funny, and then I get to work with them. But anyway, So
did you write the web series with these people in mind? Or?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it awkward when you ask them? Like, they can't really say no.
Did you guys feel awkward?
Well, truthfully, you were going to do a 3rd season, and I said, please don't. Let's do a Christmas movie, because they sell. And then we sort of tried to make this a Christmas movie, in that it was at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's, as I remember it.
Yep.
That's how it happened.
Really?
Yeah.
So in lieu of a 3rd season, you did this. Keith and Robert, I know you guys have worked together before, but how long has it been?
Since we've worked together?
Yeah.
50 years?
Well, The Long Riders.
That's the movie I was
that was
thinking.
everyone and his brother. That's where we got to know Nick and Chris Guest on that film. But didn't you come up and do? I did a movie. I did a series on, was it Showtime, called Fast Track?
Yeah, I came up and I did a couple of episodes.
Yeah. So that might have been the last time.
Yeah, I remember I got chewed out by the producer for ad-libbing. And then we had this scene where you said something and the response just came out, and it's still in the show.
There you go.
So Nicholas and Pamela, how awkward was it to do the audition for this?
There were 12 auditions. It was a very painful experience. We needed a therapist with us. No, it was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
We worked together really well, so we're very fortunate.
Is it flattering? Oh, sorry, you go.
No.
I just want to say we had to be careful what we said around the house, because it wound up in the script.
True that.
Well, that's a danger of having a writer in the house as well. It is interesting, though, because the chemistry between these two sort of, well, I guess one couple, and then the ex-wives is so real, and you really feel those relationships. I guess you probably have personal experience to draw on, but that doesn't always guarantee chemistry on screen.
That is true. I think it was the web series, it proved that we all worked really well together. Yeah.
Yeah, so you had a good foundation with the web series.
We
I'm
did.
curious, as actors, what do you do if you get somewhere and there isn't that chemistry? How do you, I guess that's how you act.
Personalize.
They just fire them.
Or improvise.
No, but personalize. You pretend that person is someone you like, actually, even if you don't, So
It was thrilling to have Keith and Bobby, since I'd worked with them on The Long Riders.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So thrilled that they're in this.
Yeah. When you said everybody and their brother was in that, and that you mean literally.
Literally,
It's like
yes.
the Quaid brothers.
You couldn't be in the movie if you didn't have a brother. Could be there with you.
I love that. And Tim, for you, you and Elizabeth have some wonderful scenes together. Like, we have to, you're that guy that we're not too inclined to like right off the bat, but like we actually understand this attraction. I'm sort of curious, how did you build that? It's always so strange when you put two people in a room and say, have chemistry.
Well, you gonna let me take this?
Should I
No, I got
preface
it.
with the history?
Yeah. Liz approached me, I don't know, 2 years ago to do a one-woman show where I play her ex or her boyfriend that she breaks up with on stage. And we ended up doing that like many, many times. So the chemistry was kind of already there,
Chemistry as exes, no less.
Yeah.
And then I have been a fan of Tim's since Enlightened. Enlightened was my favorite show when it was on. And then I was taking a UCB class, and there he was. He was in the class. And I was like, oh my God, this is my favorite actor. And then I asked you to be attached to another movie that didn't get made. And then I ran into you kind of towards the end of the pandemic. And I was like, I want him for the play. And then, yeah. So I've been a fan of his for a very long time.
What's it like being directed in your case, by your daughter, but for the rest of you, so you know Elizabeth so well. Did she surprise you as a director?
No, I mean, she's just brilliant.
She helps us with our auditions, Yeah, and she's really quite good at directing people.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I love that.
yeah.
What about for the two of you?
I find her to be very kind, and she loves us, and so that she loves us, and so she gives us a lot of free rein, and it's wonderful to feel appreciated on a set. It really is.
I mean, so many of you have worked with so many amazing directors. I'm sort of curious, what do you hope for when you come to a set? What do you want from a director, ideally?
I want to be made better.
Yeah.
And Liz made me better. Well, a lot of that has to do with just feeling welcomed and embraced and supported, and it's just she's got it.
Yeah.
You've got it. You've got it, kid.
Yeah. Isn't it? It's kind of wild how that seems so simple, but so many directors don't create that environment.
It's a people business, isn't it?
Oh, an insecure people business. So like,
Exactly. Yeah.
as long as the director understands that we are desperate for validation, then it's going to be a good relationship. And Liz definitely understands that I'm desperate for validation.
Well, I also probably having an acting background, you know what it's like to be on the other side of that audition. Not that people here auditioned, but
Yeah, no, nobody auditioned for this, which was I think is great because I know them all, so I knew what they were going to bring. But and then for the rest of the cast, there are so many people in the movie here, and I would like to call if anybody wants to stand up. Ben and Karen.
Yay.
James.
oh my God.
Devix, Lynn. Alex and June. Yeah, so I mean, it was just such a delight to, and not have to. And I think also I'm a part of various communities. I did the Groundlings for a second and UCB for a while. And so I know a lot of really great actors. And I hope to know even more, as I go.
I touched on auditions, and because this is an audience of actors and we have such a wealth of experience here, I don't know if any of you ever endured, those terrible just bad audition experiences. But was there something that sort of helped you? Wait, you've got a story. I can already tell. But was there something that sort of helped you make your peace with that process? Or maybe you still haven't. I don't know.
I still have it.
Elaborate.
What was the question again about bad audition?
Basically, bad auditions, and how you got through them, and also sort of made your peace with the process because there is no other way.
I recently had a really bad commercial audition where I was supposed to be doing karaoke with two girls, and I had just had a therapy session, and it was too late to cancel the therapy before I found out I had to go to the audition, and so I was kind of wiping away tears, and then in the room, the guy operating the camera and everything, said his feedback to me was, "You don't seem to know or like these people, but let's do it again." And so anyway, because I didn't know them and I hadn't like found my character or whatever. So anyway, that was just I don't think I'll ever forget that feedback.
But did you book it?
No, I don't think I am a good auditioner. I think I think it's a very, very challenging thing to do.
That's why she has to write her own stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Thank you very much for that. Yes.
I will say that regarding auditions, I had almost a perfect record, and I've been doing this for a long time. I had a perfect record of never getting anything for which I auditioned.
Really?
And if I was doing something, it was because I didn't have to audition. My auditions were terrible. But the one who changed it for me was Robert Altman, because he didn't audition. He met you and had a chat with you and decided whether or not your essence was what he wanted. And that's how he put me in McCabe and Mrs. Miller.
You're kidding.
And that was really what did it for me. And from that moment on, I suddenly realized, well, if somebody wants me to audition, they obviously don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. For me, the auditions that I'm like, oh, there's no way I'm going to get this.
Isn't that weird?
And so I have the most fun with it. Those are the ones that usually go well. And some I've gotten because I was like, oh, there's this. They've already cast this. I don't know why they're seeing me. And that happened with Enlightened, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, oh, there's no way I'm going to get this.
Wow.
And I didn't.
You what?
I didn't get it. They cast somebody else, and then during the table read, they were like, this guy isn't right. So they yeah.
Get that guy who didn't care.
Yeah, get that guy that didn't care. Yeah.
So good.
I do have a short one.
Yes.
It's okay with Liv.
My dad tells long stories, so I warned him not to do that tonight.
This is incredibly Pam okayed it.
Okay, good.
I came in to read. I started to read a few lines, and the director said, "You would never say it like that." I said, "Actually, I would." And I left, and it was Christmas Vacation. That's what they wanted. No. They wanted that.
He was like trying to antagonize you, kind of,
was,
right?
and he got it.
Yeah. To
And it
test
worked.
you to see if you were in character.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you try that at any other auditions and before realizing
Yes.
maybe it wasn't? Yeah.
Beverly Hills 90210, the first one. I was outside. It said Russian porno director.
Again, Russian.
Did you see that? I came in and I started screaming at everyone in the room, in the audition room, and they started to laugh. Now you couldn't do that. You'd be really arrested, but it worked. A friend of mine I'm still in touch with, he was just laughing. That was it. Done.
We all need a Pamela in our life.
I'm going to guess it's been a while, but Ed, when was the last time you auditioned for something? Do you even remember?
What's that?
The last time you auditioned for something.
He's got one.
Auditioned, yeah. I think it might have been 6 Feet Under.
No.
Really?
It was Bless This Mess.
Bless This Mess. They did a chemistry kind of it was like a chemistry jam with Dax Shepard and Lake Bell. That didn't feel like an audition.
Yeah.
But I got into arguments over the years with my agent, whichever agent it was. They would say, "We don't want you to audition." I said, "I want to audition." They went, "Why?" I said, "Because I get to do the part."
And he means it,
And if they want me to do it again for a check and for, do it in front of a Panaflex for a digital camera, that's gravy, but I get to play the part.
Yeah.
If it's a part I like. If it's not a part I like, why would I audition for it?
Yeah. No, I've heard a lot of actors say that they try to look at it as it's their opportunity to play the role, whether it's for an audience of 4 or, a whole TV audience at once.
Yeah, it's fun to jam.
Yeah. Does anyone else prefer to audition, or would you all rather get offers?
I would rather have the meeting where they do the vibe check, because the audition, it's just, you get one take, and I don't know, it's just such a natural environment to try to become the character. Mm-hmm. But again, that's how you get the job. If you can't do that, you're not going to get to do it. So I don't know. It's heavy duty.
I remember there was an article, it was David Mamet talking about, and the title of his treatise on the subject of auditions was, he referred to it as the tyranny of the audition. And he basically decried the whole process. And I remember reading that article, and within a month of having read it, I was invited to audition for David Mamet. I did not get the part.
It might have been Ed who got it. Ed's worked with David Mamet a few times.
I prefer to audition. Because whenever I get offers, I'm super grateful. But then there's the question of like, what if they don't like what I do? Mm-hmm. And that's happened. There was a sitcom I did where I was an offer, and during like rehearsal, the director was like, "How did you get this part?"
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
But Betty White came to my defense.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wonder what that sitcom was.
It wasn't Golden Girls. That'd be amazing if I was on Golden Girls as a little boy. And the director said, "How did you get this part?" No. Hot in Cleveland, I think it was.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
you talked about what a great environment this set was, and I'm curious because I know this is an independent movie. It looks freaking fantastic, and you have this great cast. But yeah, I'm always amazed when anything gets made, but you have a large ensemble. You have a lot of different storylines, a lot of tone you're balancing. I don't know if you can reveal how many days you had to shoot, but
18 days.
Jesus, yeah. So. But was it still fun, or?
It was fun sometimes. It was also really hard, and I had like a weird pulsing in the back of my neck, like the entire shoot. Like it was like my body was just like, let's we can do this. Yeah. Like it was energizing itself, kind of to get through. But yeah, it was really hard, but also an incredible experience. I think my favorite part was working with the actors. Being surprised by them, having it be something better than what I had imagined or written. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm so lucky to have worked with all of these people and all of my actors in the audience and my crew. And I was very grateful, but there was a lot of work to do. So, yeah.
Was there time or even room for improvisation? Because
there was some improv. I wish we had more time. I think we had definitely more improv in the web series than we did in the movie. But there was definitely some improv, I think. Right? Yeah.
Is there anyone here who doesn't like improv? Because I actually just met an actor who didn't like it, and I respect that, but it...
Don't like improv.
You don't?
No. I want to be written for. I'm not smart enough to write for myself.
Yeah.
I want to live up to a writer's idea, and I wait for good writing.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that drew me to this. Was I read this, I thought, this is good writing. So that's what I care about. I'm not a writer.
Yeah.
And as not being a writer myself, I don't feel as though I'm qualified to make it up. I would rather be written for.
You don't consider you consider yourself a writer? Like, what about like songwriter?
Oh, that's different.
Amazing songwriter.
Yeah.
Yes.
I believe award-winning songwriter.
I seem to have a level of fearlessness about that. But maybe that's because that's so personal.
Yeah.
You know? And I write a song. It comes from,
Yeah.
But to make stuff up in terms of a dialogue, playing a scene, I've never felt comfortable with it.
Did you improvise with Altman? I thought he was...
Well, he invited those who wanted to improvise, but if it wasn't your bag, he didn't force it.
Okay. No, that's nice to have.
Sorry.
No, please.
I hope I didn't force that.
No, not on me. You didn't. No.
Go ahead.
It's nice to have the safety net of a script, I guess. Yeah.
Well, I'm like I say, a writer makes me smarter. I want to be made. I would like to look smart. Mm-hmm. And I rely on smarter people than I to help me to look smarter than I am.
So what was the most challenging part about making this movie? Sometimes it's just like the sheer endurance of, being exhausted on set. I don't know if your mind was still operating as a writer, if you felt like the script was in place and you only had to, direct, act, produce, and craft services probably.
I even AD'd sometimes. Sorry, I don't think you finished your question.
No, what was the most challenging part?
I think the endurance aspect of it. I think because I would have I had 2 days off technically, a Sunday and a Sunday, but I didn't have the day off, I was planning the whole time. Yeah. So I think that was probably the most, because with the web series, we could make our own schedule and, shoot a couple days, not shoot a couple days, but this was every day.
Could any of you tell that she was at all stressed, or did she hide this beautifully?
She hid it incredibly.
Yeah.
No, I could not tell for an instant. I would never have known the pressure that you were under.
No, she was just cool as a cucumber. I mean,
a lot of grace there.
I was going to say, yeah, that's where the good acting comes in.
I think I do love actors, and I want to take care of them to the best of my ability. I don't think I did, I wasn't perfect. Nobody is, but I did my best. Yeah.
I mentioned the tone of this movie because it's very darkly funny in places, and sometimes it's really tragic. I'm sort of curious, how you walked that balance. Again, I don't know if you tried scenes different ways. Sometimes it's even found perfected in editing. Again, I don't know if you had time to do multiple takes.
No.
We did.
Well, a few.
I was, yeah.
No, but there
we
was
would do like
lot
4
of
or 5
time.
takes sometimes. What?
What?
Really?
No.
No, we did.
We did? I don't remember that.
Yeah. I mean, not all the time. If I didn't need to, I didn't.
No, I know. But
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
it was a tight, very tightly, these people here produced their asses off. Let me tell you, it was a tight ship. And so, yes, no, whatever.
But I also think it's absolutely brilliantly edited.
Yeah.
The editing is just genius. It's
Thank you.
fantastic.
One of my editors is here. Josh.
There he is. Editor here.
Josh.
Yeah, there's not an ounce of fat on this movie. Like, it is so lean and moves along so quickly, and so much is going on. That's why I'm sort of curious if sometimes, you're still writing and editing to some degree.
Yeah. Yeah. I was our first editor, Mel. I basically was with her the entire time for like 4 or 5 months. I was there. Just because we had to move it along. And then it was really wonderful to give it to Josh, and for me to take a step back, really probably was my favorite part. It's such a, when you have your hands in everything, to then be given something that you had nothing to do with is really nice.
Yeah.
So thank you, Josh. Yeah.
Do some of you prefer, kind of working in, because you've all done like probably independent movies, but also big budget movies. And sometimes there's something to be said for necessity is the mother of all invention, and just, running and gunning it. Do you prefer to work that way, or is it nice to find a balance?
I like a balance.
You like to be pampered, and then...
Yeah, I want the food to be warm. I want the craft service to be plentiful, and the coffee hot.
The one thing I do like about the independent process is you find a way. Necessity is the mother, but I find it's sometimes easier to do the work with this smaller group of people.
Mm-hmm.
And on a big production, when there's a lot of money and there's a lot of trucks and there's a lot of people, it sometimes seems unwieldy and rather impersonal. The process can be, and this is so intimate to work independently in this way with this small crew and these people who, it's pretty wonderful, And now that we have this technology that enables us to do these sorts of things really on the fly, it's an amazing time, I think.
Yeah.
Especially if you have the gift as a storyteller, then you can do great stuff.
And I haven't asked the obvious question, which was, what was it like to get to work together? Because you probably don't get to do that often.
It's great working with this band of people. First of all, I knew the script was going to be good because,
He's a stage
worked
actor.
before with Liz. She's so wonderful. We worked on that other brief series for a while. It was just wonderful. But then to work with all your friends, people I've known for so many years, is just such a treat. And then to be able to shoot out of my own home was also wonderful.
Was that your home?
That was his house.
Yes.
To not have to leave and go anywhere was
My
kind of
house,
great.
too.
Yeah, their house. And like a completely
favorite part.
sustained, like it's a super green house
It
too.
is that. It's a greenhouse, too.
Yeah. Ed and I worked on 3 things together.
We did.
Really?
We did betas, which was very good.
We did 6 Feet Under.
That's
we
right.
did Blunt Talk.
That's right.
And yeah.
Right. Oh, Blunt Talk. That's right. Yeah. And what about for the two of you getting to work together? I don't know if you've had that opportunity too often.
We've had a number of just a few. No, I was going to say though that I had the pleasure of working with Ed, and Rachelle was involved with that, in a play that Ed wrote and directed about Cesar Chavez. And for 3 months, I was in bliss every day. I really
Thank you
was.
for remembering that. That was a good time.
It was a beautiful experience.
I've known Ed for many, many years. I've been an Ed Begley fan since I first saw you do anything. And so, but this is the first time I actually got to play with Ed, and it was a treat. Really.
It was a treat for me. I also worked with John Carradine, your wonderful father. I worked with him when I was a cameraman. And he was a treat to work with.
Wow.
Speaking of chemistry,
Full
your
circle.
guys' scene together. Like, I was kind of rooting for that.
It's kind of funny. I actually knew one of the Keystone Cops. That's the true story. I met him at the Hollywood Comedy Club on Highland. My dad introduced me to him. So I knew someone from the Keystone Cops from the silent era of film. And I also know Sean Baker, who made a film, and a good film, on his iPhone.
Yep. That is
Kind of
wild.
amazing, isn't it?
Yes, so wild. I want to let everyone know you're about to have your world premiere at a film festival.
I am, yes.
This month.
Yes. We are.
No, just you. But is there a place where people can go to check on updates about the movie, find out where they can see it again?
Yes, there's an Instagram that I'm handling sort of to the best of my ability called Let's Call the Whole Thing Off Movie. And then I also have flyers that in the back that I'm going to pass around if that's not too weird. But it's a huge theater, and so if you like the movie, tell your friends. Thank you for mentioning. It's I think 380 seat theater.
It's beautiful.
It's supposed to be beautiful. The Lido in Newport on October 18th at noon, which I like. I'm a morning person, but yeah.
And you can get there within an hour on the weekends.
Yes, you
it
can.
is not a long drive at all.
Yeah,
It is
it'll
for
be
me.
great.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So please spread the word and follow along. I want to thank you for being a great audience. Thank you so much for being here again. Congratulations.
So much. Thank you so much. Bravo. Thank you. Thank